popular demand, I'm comparing the adidas Nemeziz 17 Plus 360 Agility to the Nike Mercurial Vapor 11 to see how these two lightweight, elegant football boots compare to each other, how they differentiate from each other, and hopefully help you guys decide on which boot to get. And probably also help myself out a little bit because I haven't really been able to make up my mind on which boot I like more. So we're gonna find out today, but before that, make sure you subscribe and let's get it on the road. In terms of the materials used on the boots, the Vapor 11 and the Nemeziz are, I think it's fair to say, pretty far apart. Because as you guys know, the Nemeziz is made primarily out of this here elasticated torsion tape. And then some agility in it and some foam and some other stuff. Whereas the Vapor is made with this super thin synthetic Teijin upper material with the speed ribs integrated. And because both boots are made and built primarily on a very slim last, you get a super tight fit in the both of them. But because of the compressed capabilities of the torsion tape on the Nemeziz, it is arguably a little bit tighter than the Vapor. The Vapor 11 has a thinner upper though, and compared to the Nemeziz, it just feels a bit more light around your foot. Whereas because of the foam on the inside of the Nemeziz, it just really wraps every little inch of your foot very, very tightly. And the same goes for the ankle collar here, where the transition from boot to foot is just really seamless and very, very sock-like because of the fact that the boot is laceless, and also because of the fact that it's just a thin piece of tape around your ankle really. Whereas on the other side, the Vapor 11 is more traditional. It is normally traditionally low cut and there is a bit more padding around the ankle. The big difference between the two boots is the lockdown though, and despite the Nemeziz doing a very decent job, especially for a boot that has no laces, it just really can't compete with the laces and the anatomical plate on the Vapor 11, where you feel super strapped in very securely and as if your foot isn't gonna move that much inside the boot when you move around. But with that said, both boots really make you feel on your toes, and they're both one of those boots that just makes you feel confident whenever you put them on. On the ball, both boots are very fun as well. And again, arguably, Vapor 11 is the thinner boot, which means that you get a closer touch on the ball that has a decent amount of texture thanks to the speed ribs. It's not too little, it's not too much, it's just very pleasant. Whereas on the Nemeziz, the touch is a little more soft and elegant and padded because of the foam on the inside of the tape. But I'd also argue that the toe box has a little more grip because of the fact that the Agilityknit is so sticky and textured. When it comes to shooting, actually both boots are also very pleasant because they are so thin and they hug your foot so tightly, and that means that you get this bone-to-ball sensation where shooting is very hard and it's very clean. And again, the Vapor 11 gives you a closer touch on the ball, whereas it's more padded and uninterrupted in the laceless Nemeziz. Sole plate wise, both boots are kinda going with the same idea, a stiffened plates for more responsive movements. But looking at the Vapor 11 here, you do get a bit more of an aggressive grip from the larger flat surface area on the bladed studs. Whereas on the Nemeziz here, the plate is a little stiffer and thus feels more responsive. So both boots are doing pretty well when it comes to aggressive acceleration. But then again, it is a plus for the Vapor 11 that it has the anatomical sole plate, where it feels that your foot is almost sucked into the plate and is really, really close to the ground. And then of course, when you get the lockdown from the laces, it means that the Vapor 11 is slightly more responsive than the Nemeziz, which then in turn has a slightly better maneuverability because of the rounded shapes on the outside of the studs. So we're talking hardcore super duper acceleration over here, and a little bit of everything on the Nemeziz. Let's look at the facts for Nemeziz 17 Plus. It weighs 210 grams with an insanely slim, tight, locked in and sock-like fit. The striking is clean and very one-to-one, with a slightly textured, distractionless and close touch. The sole plate is stiff and responsive with semi-conical studs, but the boot takes a while to properly break in. The price is €330 and it gives you a strapped in on your toe sensation that is perfect for the dribbler. The Vapor 11 weighs 167 grams and has a narrow, close and accommodating fit. The striking is clean, close and pingy and has a very barefoot-like touch with a good grip. It also has the anatomical plate with bladed studs, but doesn't offer much protection. It costs 220 euros, makes you feel fast, and is amazing if you love to dribble. Being honest, deciding between these two boots is pretty flipping difficult. They're kinda different yet still a bit of the same. The Nemeziz is though a bit more nimble and elegant, whereas the Vapor is 100% about speed and sharp dribbling. With that said though, I love them both, and I have admittedly worn the Nemeziz over the Vapor 11 quite a lot recently. But at the end of the day, because of the lower price and the better lockdown, the Vapor 11 does it for me. I would have had a bit more trouble though if the battle had been with the Nemeziz 17.1 because of the laces. But anyway, no matter which boot you get, they're awesome boots and you're gonna do well. And actually, I'm gonna give away either the Vapor 11 or the Nemeziz 17 Plus. Just let me know which of the two boots you choose, tell me why, make it awesome, and make sure you subscribe so you have a chance of winning. Also, make sure you leave me a like if you had a good time and spread the word by sharing the video with your bros. And on that, I'm signing off. Cheerio.